Breathe in through the nose. And gently out through the mouth, and allow yourself to become perfectly comfortable. Whether sitting down or lying down, it makes absolutely no difference. Listen to your spirit and do whatever you are guided to do in becoming perfectly peaceful and comfortable in your body in this moment. And once you become comfortable, breathe in again through the nose, out through the mouth. And this time allow your eyes to gently close. And simply focus on the rhythm of your breath as it enters gently into your body and then flows out again. Notice as you breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth, how your body releases stress every time you release the sound. And as the stress becomes less and less, become more and more relaxed. Notice how your attention drifts from your thoughts and begins to slip away and settle deep within your heart. Follow your awareness to that place with your breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as your attention settles into your heart, notice in front of you that your higher self is beginning to approach you and invites you to drift away into another dimension, a place where there is no time, there are no restrictions, a place where there is no right or wrong, free of judgments, free of the need for approval. Follow your higher self into this other dimension with your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you follow your higher self, notice that on the edges of this new dimension are your fears. Remain detached as you observe your fears and notice how they appear in present time. Notice exactly what you are afraid of, but remain detached and unaffected by your fears with your breath. And observe as you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you notice your fears, pay attention to their nature. Are they fears rooted in present time? Or are they very old, even ancient? Are your fears rooted in physical safety and comfort? Are your fears rooted in emotional anxieties and issues? Are you fearful of not knowing enough or having enough information to adequately fuel your life? Notice, with the help of your higher self, that the more you study your fears, the smaller they become, the less menacing, the less frightful. Continue to breathe with the help of your higher self. And notice as you observe your fears from a detached place, how they are like weeds. And with your attention, these weeds get pulled one by one from your awareness. And notice how with your breath, each weed pulled begins to immediately shrivel up and collapse to nothingness. Notice how very entertaining it is to you to begin pulling these weeds of fear and having them immediately shrivel up and turn into nothing. And as you pull each weed, notice that you are surrounded by joy guides, both joy guides from the nature world and the spirit world in the form of laughing children, pulling the weeds with you, laughing and completely entertained by how quickly these menacing fears shrivel up and disappear with your loving attention. All the while, notice behind the brilliant light of your higher self is the loving forces of the Divine Mother and loving Father of the universe. Notice with each weed of fear that you pull and disappear, your heart gets lighter and your mind becomes quieter. As the joy guides offer you one after the other, shriveling up, your heart becomes lighter and your mind becomes quieter and quieter. Notice how each time you face a fear, it disappears and turns into laughter. And now notice how laughter itself can help you dissolve fear. Continuing to breathe, continuing to notice this new vibration, recognize it as one that you have not often allowed yourself to experience. Certainly not nearly enough. Experiencing the vibration of joy. Recognize that joy is the opposite of fear. And breathe in this joy, this peaceful confidence as your spirit begins to see that the fear around you is dissolving. And the more you laugh and the more you allow the joy guides to laugh through you, the more you feel connected to Source and realize that these fears have no source to feed them other than your attention. Notice how you take your attention off of your fears. They shrivel up and disappear into nothing. Allow your joy guides now to take your attention, and following their lead, let them remind you of what does feed your spirit and give you joy with your breath. Breathe in. Follow your guides. Breathe out. Release your fears. And with your breath, looking up behind your imagination, notice what brings you joy that you may have forgotten. Take in this gentle reminder. Breathe it in. This reflection of your creativity, of your art, of your beauty, of your kindness, of your strength. Notice how your joy guides remind you to reconnect with what brings you joy. And notice how simply calling to mind what brings you joy raises your vibration, opens your heart, and gives you access to spiritual support. Breathe as your higher self and joy guides remind you of what brings you joy. Do not let this become a struggle or painful, but rather a happy recollection of self, recalling you to yourself. Allow your higher self and the joy guides to remind you of what you love. And breathe. Breathe. Breathe in all those things that you can remember from the beginning of time that you love, that make you smile. Whether it's music, beautiful flowers, shared times, connection with nature, intimacy with friends, family, and children, inventing poetry, writing, art, gardens, food. Allow your higher self and joy guides to remind you and feed yourself energetically what you love. Breathe in the colors, the aromas, the flavors, the senses that feed you. And notice that joy. The more joy that you have, the more joy that you breathe in, the more joy that you choose to remember by recognizing your gifts, by recognizing the gifts of nature available to you, by recognizing the most important gift you have of all, the gift of life. As you turn around and look at the gates of your awareness, notice how all your fears have disappeared. And in its place, all you see are the loving, light-filled, laughter-filled vibrations of your joy guides. Laughter-filled vibrations of your joy guides. With your breath, breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And recognize that you can choose joy. And if you do, it disappears fear and puts you in immediate communication with the angelic and divine realms. Breathe and focus on your joy, on what feeds your joy, and what being in peaceful, calm joy vibrationally feels like. Relax and allow your mind to rest. Allow your heart to rest. And allow your need to save others rest. And simply focus on how much joy, how much inner peace and joy are you willing to embrace. And breathe. Breathe in the joy of your joy guides. Bring in the joy of your decision to live in harmony and peace. Bring in the joy that will provide everything you could possibly ever need. Bring in the joy without apology through your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And with your intention, choose joy and the frequency of joy as the most important frequency and most valuable path to commit to. Where there is joy, fear cannot exist. Allow your joy guides to support your intention to live in joy. And watch your world get better and better and better. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in joy. Breathe out fear. And with your decision to be joyful, joy-filled, everything that is out of balance will begin to resolve itself. And so it is, and so it is.